Welcome to our soiree.
Oops, I forgot to turn my sound on. Okay, now you should be able to hear me. Right, whilst actually I don't, I need to go and find my Google Docs because I completely forgot to find it because I'm kind of crazy like that. So yeah, I need to find that first, I guess. Why is it not finding it for me? Okay, now I got it. Ah, yes, we have starting show issues. Okay, so we got it now. Now I need to turn that off so that you guys don't hear each other. And let's start again with that, shall we? So, yes, welcome to Tea Time Tuesday with myself, Romada Demon Warship, Andromeda Ascendant, and of course the other two hosts who we have with the show as well, which is Ida Boss and also Froster. Yes, they are fabulous. We do have another host who unfortunately was going to be leaving as a host after this show, which is Solaria as well. They are going to be here at some point, they assure us, but they might be a little bit late. But today is the drag episode. We are talking all things drag, honey. But before we start, let's bring up Ida Boss and Froster. Please welcome them to the stage.
Hello.
Hi, Froster. How are you? Hi, Ida.
Hello.
Do you know the funny thing is I looked at Ida's screen and said Froster, and then I saw Froster
right?
come on. I was like, hi.
Yeah. You just see tits and go, oh, it's Froster, hello.
Literally, that's what it was. I wasn't used to yours being quite that big. We have improved since, so yeah. I'm going to lower my camera because my chair seems to have lowered itself. There you go. Now you can see a little bit more. Even though we don't have the boobs on today. But
Have you noticed the pearls?
I have noticed the pearls, yes, but I mean the boobs are standing. The
half.
boobs are standing out more.
Not my pearls. The pearls on YouNow, they've cut them in half.
Oh, wow! What happened? How did it hurt?
I just sent you pearls, and it's 100 pearls equals 5 likes now instead of 10.
Really? Ooh.
And 500 pearls is now 25 likes.
Wow,
Yeah.
they literally have cut those in half. Wow.
I was like,
Flabbergasted. Flabbergasted.
fucking hell, I know they were fucking short on money, but shit.
Well, I know now that we have the juicy hot tea for this segment. I mean, I know we've got one coming, but that is some hot tea right there. Like, YouNow, what are you doing? Are you trying to lose people on purpose? I guess they are free, though, so... Boots, you're not eating my hair. Go away. Love the new weave, by the way. Fabulous. Provided by Ida Boss, of course.
I mean,
Thank
I
you
can't
for
see
the
any
10,
red, but the tinsel looks fucking amazing.
It doesn't. I'm
Oh, I
eating the
can
bastard
now
as
see
well,
some
so it
red,
tastes
but-
amazing.
You are.
And it smells so gorgeous as well. Definitely, yeah. It smells gorgeous as well. I love it. Thank you for the 10, Adam. Also, thank you for, if you do, please send likes to the co-host for me today, but also hosts in general. We do take it in turns each week to main host and co-host. This, of course, was started originally by Ida Boss and Froster, I do believe, and Whitney as well. But I was brought in as the third co-host because Whitney isn't going to be with us after this, at least for a little while, because of other commitments. And I know I'm going completely off script here, but... But I do have the script in front of me, so let's bring that in.
Yeah, that's a good idea because I need it to.
Now, we do have a bunch of questions in our script, but if anyone in the audience would like to ask any questions, then we are talking about drag, honey. So these questions are basically standard questions, and if you want, I can ask them, and then we'll do a running order. But if you guys want to read those questions out, then feel free. So... let's get kick-started with the first one. I'll start with Ida then Froster, and then me. The first question is, so what first inspired you to start doing drag, and how old were you?
Well, for me, I always had like a fascination with hair. Growing up as a kid, I always used to brush my mum's hair, and then of course that always would evolve. Like, I always used to paint wigs, and then when I was 16, I believe 2012. So yeah, I was 16 when I first watched RuPaul's Drag Race season 4, and then it all flourished from there.
Nice. And Froster.
Well, I came in with a different way. We all know Shane Dawson from YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've always liked how he did his characters, and I was having fun. And then I started with Granny, and then Crazy Jay, and then Cherry, and then me, and a few others, and so I do it character wise.
Yeah.
So it's not really. So I don't know if that's actually drag or if it's like kind of like it's still in the
Yeah.
thing, or in the category.
I mean, it's still a little of both. It's, as RuPaul would say, we're all born naked and the rest is drag. So, I mean, technically, we're always doing drag. But yeah, I mean, characters is definitely one way of doing that. It's, it is a character at the end of the day. And as for me, and we'll get into a little bit of it further on in the show as well. But for me, it's similar kind of to Ida, really. You get used to like hair and makeup and stuff like from a very young age. It intrigues you. But I was literally outperforming straight away. As soon as I was out, I was like, hi bitches, I'm here. And it just kind of like went from there, really. So I'm fine, thank you, Adam. How are you? Sabrina, unfortunately, we're not taking guests right now, apart from particularly partial. No, hang on, I'm having a stroke. Apart from potentially one more, which would be our other co-host, Wit Toxic Gardener, also known as Celeria.
And I'm going to say
yeah.
all systems function in peak efficiency. Thank you very much. I had to.
So I stutter, you stutter. Froster, would you like to stutter as well, just to make it even?
Make sure your teeth are in.
Where am I supposed to start?
Pop the teeth in, Granny. Pop the teeth in.
Okay. Oh, there are. Just hope they don't fall out.
Very true. Whilst I'm not currently looking at the screen, would one of you like to take the next question?
I can. So what is your favourite song to perform what is your favourite song to perform?
Ooh, I would definitely say absolutely anything by Shania Twain.
Oh yes, agreed. We get that. We know you love you. Shania, I mean, I love Shania Twain.
I mean, especially right now, man, I feel like a woman. No.
That's what happens when you have a good week for once.
Definitely. Very true. Although, one song that I used to love performing a couple of years ago before it faded out a little bit was the Madison Avenue Don't Call Me Baby, because there's so many people around. Yeah.
That is a good song.
I love it.
My favourite go-to lip sync or performance song is And I'm Telling You by Jennifer Holliday.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, that is just like, I've made people cry, literal tears of just like, oh my god.
And that's just from hearing your voice.
No, I was lip syncing. I only lip sync.
Damn it!
I only
Mine
sing
didn't
as
work.
Michael, don't you worry.
Froster.
Oh, my favorite or my go-to lip sync song. Pretty much anything I can remember the words to.
True. Yeah.
Even when you've got them up on the screen.
Yeah. Some of them don't actually.
Even the dyslexia picks up on that
True.
one. It's like, if I can turn back.
If I can turn back the clock, time.
My age.
Hi, that's it.
Awesome. Okay, so what would your favorite go-to look be? So, how would you describe that?
For me, it's got to be anything shiny, sequins, anything what shows off the girls.
Absolutely.
I love my standard. I've even got straight hair today, which I don't normally do. It's just like I needed to fix this wig, and stuff. I normally
Yeah.
go for my stand.
I need to fix this one as well. The lace was still on, and I was like, just tuck it in, and now it's kind of like
Yeah, no,
creeping
you gotta
backwards.
cut the lace, bitch. Always
Yeah.
cut the lace. I always have my standard, like, Victoria's Secret model, just got out of bed, had the best sex of my life kind of curls, like, kind of messy curls, which what Romy's got on right now, like, that is the kind of curls
Literally.
what I always go for. I gotta look, I just keep seeing the tints and I just love it. I don't
They are
think the tinsel
amazing.
looks good on camera.
It is fabulous, and you can see a little bit of the red.
Oh,
but
the
I'm just
red at the
not tall
bottom, we
enough
can't
to-
see it on
yeah.
camera because it's all...
I know. I think the next show I need to do standing up and host it as Romy would do. So yeah, I need to stand up for the next one.
Oh, God, standing up. Oh, no. What's that noise?
Yeah. Not for an hour, definitely not. I mean, if I'm doing a quick video, yeah,
You've
but
got your tits on. Oh.
true. Yeah, I just didn't think they would fit with this jacket because it's tight enough already. I was like, no, I'm not, struggling to breathe for 2 hours.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh my god. So Froster, your go-to look.
I've always liked the blonde looks because I really can end up sounding pretty much, well, not sounding, I can pretty much be an
Oh my god, yes.
Really?
like, totally. Like, did you hear?
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye now.
Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes.
And-
Bye-bye. And,
I would say
oh, you remind me of a hot dog.
true.
You do-
Yeah. Let me see if I can get this free
You do
light.
look a little
like
bit...
that.
Scuba does look a little bit like Jennifer Coolidge, I will say.
Definitely. I was just watching it again. I'm almost at the final episode. And every time I see Froster, I always want Froster to just go, "Hi everybody!" I really do.
I'm taking the dog down.
Actually though, having said that, the funny thing is you look like Jennifer Coolidge right now. Ida looks like Caroline Channing, and you've got Max Black, so we're literally all three of us here.
And we're all broke.
Literally, we're all broke. It's 3 broke girls, not 2. And to be honest, apart from myself as well and Ida, the Sophie of the group is a sex maniac as well, so that actually works.
Well, Max is a sex maniac as well.
True, but she gets paid for it. I mean, which we'll get into later.
She's probably had chlamydia. You've probably had chlamydia, so it makes sense.
I'm a regular down there. They know me by my first name, and it's not supposed to be a digit. Anyway,
Hello, darling.
hi, Loz. I love you.
We're lost.
Yeah, where is Loz? Oh, there she is. Hi, Loz. She scrolled straight to the top. Thank you for the
She
like.
said 20 likes to me.
Ah!
Yeah, Ida is pissed because they made them half price now. Well, not half price, double the price technically. Yeah, you get half the pearls for the likes now. Like, sheesh. I would say my go-to look regarding face is definitely a cut crease because of hooded eye. But no matter what I do, I try to kind of like balance clever with definitely, absolutely, almost every time slutty. Whether it's blonde or dark, it has to be. It has to say, "I'm gonna fuck you and you're gonna like it." So, hence why we're on 18 plus right now. So yeah. Thank you, Loz. Let me make you a Smurf. And I forgot I need to actually fan this one as well because... Oh, Loz, whilst you're here, any news on, that issue? Esperanza, thank you for the 20, by the way. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for becoming a fan, Lars.
Yes. You better be my fan, bitch.
What do you want for that?
I was like, I've got to read through this when you're not online.
But yeah, the laws not to say anything to you now, but you might need to refan that account. Just saying. Yeah.
I'll take the
why
next
have I got a
question then
notification?
whilst we having
Yes,
dead
absolutely.
silence, whilst we're waiting for Loz's response. Has anyone met any famous queens?
Ooh, any famous queens?
I met a famous queen by proxy. I met Bag of Chipsy's mom,
Nice.
Sack of Studs, which
Yeah.
she was on TV. She did the makeover episode with Bagger, which was So yeah, that's probably the most famous
That
person I've ever
counts.
actually met.
Ooh. Froster.
I've never actually met a famous drag,
Hey.
but I do like Bianca Del Rey.
Hold on, so we've got Lana Del Rey and Bianca Del Rio, so which way?
Oh,
Oh, Cardinal Sin.
Baloney!
Literally, you're such a fan, get the name right.
I got the first part right,
Yes.
didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. It's somebody else has that last
Lana
one.
Del Rey.
Lana Del Rey,
Probably.
and then Bianca Del Rio.
Okay.
Yeah. But Lana Del Rey's a... Yeah.
Bianca Del Rio is, especially in Hurricane.
She is absolutely
That-
clean.
okay.
Definitely.
Yes, I love when she's holding the snake, walking in the storm, popping. It's like that should be me.
So yes, have met Bianca Del Rio and will be meeting her again on the next tour. I knew Farah Moan before she was famous. I chose her name for her, but then she denied all knowledge of ever knowing me. And I've known quite a lot of people that, I wouldn't say just necessarily queens, but quite a lot of famous people either around the time they started or shortly afterwards, and various. So I could start a list, but queens specifically, then Bianca Del Rio, Davina De Campo, Farah Moan. Me and Davina don't get along because she thought I was trying to steal her husband, but have you seen him? No, thank you. Actually, when I was having the inspection today, the handyman has ran off and they don't know why. I know why, because you don't pay him. And then she turned around and went, oh, you probably know him because you know Davina De Campo. I'm like, yeah, because all gays know each other. It's like the audacity. But yeah, that explains why the handyman has also done a runner, because if he knows Davina De Campo and works in a bar, the only handyman he's doing is a handy with a man at the end of the night, so... Scuba, would you like to take the next question?
So I've already brought up about movies. What's your favorite drag movie?
Ooh, drag movie. I would have to say... I was going to say the Bianca Del Rio movie, but it's one of my favourites, but I think the all-time ultimate favourite for me has definitely got to be Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Definitely. I mean, I really, really like the Bianca Del Rio movie, but then when she did the second one, it was like, now you're trying to cash in on it, so...
Yeah, it made it. I started watching it and watching that Debbie.
Oh my god.
It was just too. Debbie was just too. Kill Bianca. It's like, okay, we get the point.
There was literally no script in that second one. It was just like, how can we cash in on this? Literally. Ida.
Apologies, sorry about that. Apologies. Apologies.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say cut your mic, but...
I'm like, what you want? Stop talking to me. Right, my favourite drag movie, I would say, is Norbit.
Actually, yes.
I
Yes,
absolutely
very true.
fly it. How you doing?
How you doing? I show you how a fat bitch go down on a slide.
Norbit, by far, my all-time favourite drag movie.
Definitely,
So much.
definitely.
And then Nutty Professor 2.
Yeah. I mean, see, I was kind of like thinking stereotypical drag, which is why I said obviously Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. But now that you've said Norbit, and then you get into the realms of like actors stepping outside and doing funny things, then definitely Norbit, definitely Big Mama's House, and definitely has to be the ultimate comedian ever would be Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. I think I'm going to stick with Norbit as my answer. And then
Yeah.
Naughty Professor 2.
Nice. Nutty Professor 2 was really good. Okay, next question then would be, I think we've done those ones. Yes, we have. Have you ever dressed up in the bedroom? And I know this is going to get more complicated when we get down to the other answers, but for now...
My answer is hell no. No. Vex and drag do not mix for me. There is too much padding and
Yeah.
tightness and itchiness. You just want to take it all off.
True. But obviously, if you was to say in the bedroom in general, then yes, because, you know, bedroom queen, but you mean, in...
we meant it like during sex, but I mean, I am a bedroom queen, yes.
Yeah. Girl, we gotta hit the circuit together, you'll be fabulous.
I became
Froster.
I became international this summer, travelling to the garden.
This is true, actually. Yeah, you did go onto another form of grass.
Yes, I went to international by doing drag in the garden.
You didn't go cross continent, but you did go across the pathway. So that's...
I'm always dressed in my bedroom.
Yeah.
No guy in here for me to get just undressed, so.
True. But given the option, if it came down to
Would you have sex in
them
drag?
preferring you in drag, would you?
Would you have sex in drag?
To wear these things all the time. Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
I can just feel the weight from up here going just melting down to there.
Yeah.
That's just the sweat.
And then if you have to bend over with it as well, it's like, you'd probably get black eyes by the time you'd finished.
Can I tell you?
So for me to answer that question, I would have to say yes to both, because obviously I have been bedroom queen as well as live queen, but I have also dressed in the bedroom for personal life and professional life, but we'll move on to that later with the
You
next
actually
questions.
drag.
I have done, yes, and I've fucked people in drag as well, so both ways. The funniest bit,
I should
the
try
funniest
that.
part for me though is like a lot of people think twink, so you're a bottom, or drag queen, or trans, or whatever, and they think they're the top. So when you're standing there in front of them and they want you to dress, they're like, "Oh, can you dress in drag for me?" And like, "Yeah," and then they get there and they're like, "Turn around, bitch," and then suddenly they just got owned by a queen. Yeah, literally.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, bitch. I'm just straight up top. I have not been penetrated since I was like 19, 7 years ago. Not my jam.
I highly recommend that if someone does want you to do it in drag, obviously not the boobs because it's too heavy and too much, but let them believe what they want to believe, and then when they get there, it's like, turn around, bitch, and then you would properly serve them because they just got fucked by a queen, honey.
I
And
can't
that,
really
trust me.
When I am in the bedroom, that is when I turn like total dom top, like I'm total man, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, like I just heart like as fuck.
And I think my cam froze. Bear with me 1 second.
Yes, your cam did freeze.
Mine's glitchy.
Yeah, mine has completely frozen for some reason.
I have not
Looks
seen.
like
I
we
have
have to
not
play
seen any
baseball
glitches
later.
for Youth Frosto. Oh, I've just seen one now. Just saying that I have just seen one. Shit.
Camera, stop, or I'm going to play baseball with you afterwards.
Yeah. Hopefully you can still hear me though.
We can still hear you. Yes.
Oh, we can hear you. You're just frozen like this.
Yeah, because
At
for
least-
some reason.
I was gonna say at least you're frozen in a good way. Like you don't look like half glitchy or anything. You just.
This is true,
You-
but I'm gonna
you got
I'm gonna restart OBS because I think it's OBS that's actually all streams and recordings will be shut down. I really hope this doesn't actually get rid of the stream, but if it does, then we will be right back. Okay, OBS is throwing a hissy fit. Interesting.
Oh, we've always got to have technical difficulties.
We do. It wouldn't be a show if it wasn't. So I'm gonna try get rid of that because yeah, my entire screen just went new. Wow, it wants to open 12 versions of OBS. No, let's not do that. End task. There we go. So hopefully you can still hear.
Hear you loud and clear.
Nice. Now,
I need a hot
We can
dog.
still hear you. We just got no screen now, which is fine. At least you're not frozen. There you are.
yay! There we are. Awesome.
There you.
Now I've just got to check my video capture to make sure all the
You
properties are
look
still
like the
the
4th
same.
of July.
Oh, thank you. I've certainly got fireworks going off in my PC right now, apparently. So yeah.
Baby, you're a fire.
So OBS Studio wants to open 12 different versions of itself. I don't know why. Chrome has opened 7 and Discord is open 32. Yeah, something's really going on with my PC right now. So if it crashes again,
You know
oops.
why?
I think I know who to blame.
Why? So as we just talked about having sex in the bedroom in drag, let's go on to the next sex question. Tucked or
Yes.
untucked?
Ooh, for me, untucked, but then after the surgery, maybe I can tuck myself, you know?
And what do you actually prefer on a guy, tucked or untucked?
Ooh, untucked, because I mean you get to see stuff. Well, no, if I was going for realistic, then yes, tucked. But if I'm just fooling around and like just having fun, then definitely untucked. But if it was like, if I was doing like a professional show, then I would say make sure it's more believable than nothing. But being on my side of the fence, the fact of being trans, it adds that extra bit of humour to it not to tuck. So
Yeah. I was on about like if you like guys with foreskin or not, but okay.
oh, that kind of tucked or untucked. Oh, you mean the helmet or the pelmet? Right, okay. I actually prefer a helmet than a pelmet, so yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
I would prefer the foreskin than not.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't mind either way, just give me.
I mean, to be honest, as a top, I don't really like dick that much anyway, but if it's pretty, then I'll look at it and then turn him around, so.
I mean,
So, Scuba.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I prefer untucked. Any guy with a good size and cute in my bed.
True. But since we've kind of answered both questions in drag-related tucked or untucked.
I was going to say, I'm going to say for drag related untucked.
I get tucked. Get something too tight. You don't want to see them. Never mind.
For me,
Yeah.
in drag, I'm always like untucked because like whenever I do drag, it's like usually from the waist up. So I'm always in my boy jeans and everything. I cannot be dealing with that.
So yours is like the RuPaul, everything above the desk is pretty, and then under the desk is like...
Yeah, like literally the last time I tucked was moist.
Yeah, definitely. I actually had that last experience myself like that, and I was like, I was sweating fatter than Susan Boyle in a cake shop. So...
So me.
Yeah.
You know me and cake.
This is true.
Mm.
I love the cake. So,
I love cake. Cake just don't love me.
no, the feeling. A minute on the lips, lifetime on the hips, honey. So yeah, on to our next question, I guess. Have any of you had any bad experiences in drag?
I wouldn't necessarily say this is a bad experience, but I went to my boss's party at the time when I used to be an apprentice hairdresser back when I was like 20. And I went in drag, and there was one of my boss's relations who was like it was his 18th birthday party, but it was like severely autistic.
Yeah.
And he would just not stop wanting to dance with me. And I was in 6-inch heels and I was dancing on the floor constantly for like 45 minutes in like big ass strip heels. And I'm just like, oh my God.
So I want to sit down. My heels are killing me. Yeah.
And he was just he got really angry and upset that I had to go sit down. Thank you for being the fan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jessie.
I
love the new name, by the way. So, Froster, any bad experiences with drag?
Not really. No.
Have you ever done drag outside the bedroom?
It's just been.
Sorry, say it again.
What?
Sorry, have you ever done drag outside the bedroom before?
I tried when I was 17. When I lived up north, we had this small little gay bar that we went to, and one of my friends said, "Well, why don't you dress up?" Somebody actually bought me a drink, and then they found out how old I was.
That sounds like how me and Ida met, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for I still didn't get the drink. But anyway, I would say my last. It wasn't really a bad experience in drag, but I did a party for someone, and we planned an entire night of different events, different shows, cabaret and things. We managed to get the lip sync for your life done, and then everyone got drunk, and none of the rest of the show got done. So
I've just thought of my worst experience in drag. and I was totally wrong. It was back when it was for season 1 of the Demon Worship Drag Battle, and
I knew you was going to say that.
fucking 5. How dare the audacity, the gumption on this fucking bitch. 5. That was the oh.
Well, actually, in theory, that wasn't the worst. The worst was me giving you 8 and Eli 9.
I know. How the fuck how do you give that bitch a fucking better score than me? I have no idea. No idea. How on earth
And Froster's got to face that next year as well, so we can probably ask this same question next year, and then Frost will be like, yeah, season 2.
I can't wait to be a judge on season 2, for sure.
You're going to be giving everyone 2s all night long. Hey, Queen. Hey, girl.
Hi.
How you doing?
Summer sun.
My
I actually thought you went, Mama, and I was going to go, ooh.
Just killed a man.
Put a gun up to his head. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't a gun, but anyway. So,
It was his dick.
okay, so I'll let Ida ask the next question, I guess, because that's kind of...
I mean, you could do whatever you like. It's your show, but don't worry about it. But I've got
Unless
a question
Frost
right
would like to.
me, so I'll go. So, as we all know, drag is different around the world. So, what does drag mean to you? Like, Frost, what would you say the main difference is in drag in the US compared to what you know of the UK?
Okay, well, drag here in the U.S. Mostly, I've seen a lot of just stuck-up girls wanting the money, not really wanting the performance. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm putting my money away.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've never really seen like on the UK side, so I can't really.
Did you ever like get to watch any of Drag Race UK?
I've seen RuPaul's show a few times.
Yeah.
And it just seems it's cutthroat.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
She keeps trying to eat my hair.
I think the main thing, the main difference in the UK and the US as well is that we don't tip our performers. They get paid a certain amount at the beginning of the show, and that's that. And then they get all the love and the attention. Or they don't get tipped.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people in the UK, until at least very recently, would either do it, one, because they like doing it, or two, like Ida said, because they were getting paid to do it. Whereas in the US, the performers do often rely heavily on tips. And I would also say that since, in particular, RuPaul's Drag Race, the idea of drag has drastically changed and become more, not just Americanized, but RuPaulized, where as long as you can look like a fish and you can, call a bitch out and insult people, literally, then apparently that's drag. Whereas before there would be comedy drag, you would get literally a guy with a beard that just threw a cheap wig on, but it would be funny because they could, do the show and there was other reasons for doing it. And nowadays it just seems to be, I'm wearing Gucci, I've got the best hair, I've got the best face, and then no content. The content now seems to be dropping a little bit. And I know Ida just went like that, but the thing is, Ida's got the content to back it up as well.
Oh no, that's why I put my hand down. I was like, yeah.
I was like, nope. Hey Summer, how are you doing? Exactly, yes. And I mean, no one will ever forget that iconic... What was his name again? Ozzy Osbourne, darling.
Oh, yes, everything's fucking purple.
Certainly is tonight, honey.
Purple!
Wow. So, I think we can maybe move on from that.
I would go on to the budget Barbie question.
That's the one I was going to do, yeah. So, this isn't exactly a question? A twink? A question? Anyway. Let's talk about Budget Barbie's basic bitches and the wide range of artists now. Drag isn't just for male to female, but yeah, you know what I mean. Let's discuss all the varieties.
Yeah, drag is on a total spectrum, isn't it? Like you've got male to female, female to male, non-binary,
Yeah.
for female, whatever you want to do it. Like everything's got every like gender and non-conformist has got some sort of type of drag they do.
Yeah.
Well,
And sort of like from what I was kind of like learned and read, originally drag kind of started during like early war times when obviously men were only allowed in the army, and then they put on shows and things like that. So apparently that's kind of where it started a little bit.
where it really started was from Shakespeare.
Very probably, yeah.
Because
Thespians.
women weren't allowed to perform in Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Like back in those times, women weren't allowed to do it, so
Yeah.
men had to dress up as women.
Yeah.
So that's what like dressed as a girl was where drag came from, like the initial drag. But the main thing I've noticed recently is now we've got like the popularization of Drag Race and everything.
Yeah.
Drag queens in the media, just in general, is now that we're getting like cisgendered straight women putting on eyeshadow, giving themselves a drag name, and calling themselves a drag queen. That is not drag at all, and it really fucking pisses me off. We had Callie in our group for Drag Race, for our drag battle, and I was just like, where is the fucking drag? You stick on eyeshadow and call yourself whatever the fuck you called yourself. I can't even remember the fucking cunt's name.
I actually genuinely can't.
Playball, it's Playball.
That was it, yeah.
That was a shit drag name too. Ugh.
Yeah.
I was just like...
I just thought of a question. What inspired your drag names?
Ooh, that is a good question, actually.
As I spoke last time, let someone speak first.
Okay, so my drag name is also actually my real name as well, and growing up with lots of different sci-fi and stuff, kind of almost like I answered last week, was inspiring for having women that were in powerful roles rather than secondary roles and things like that. So it kind of like they all blended together, and then I just saw this kick-ass warship, and I was like, "That's me." So yeah, it kind of stuck from there. But the irony being that, for as much as I grew up with like the original Star Trek and beyond, Andromeda was actually written first, but it was considered too far-fetched, so they scaled it back. So I was like, okay, I'm going with the original then. So
see, with me, my original dragon name was Daphne Dubois. My first ever wig was like a ginger wig with a fringe, and it looked like Daphne from Scooby-Doo. And then I wanted my last initial to be D because I always wanted double Ds. These are not there, and these are E's. I upgraded. And thank you, Dr. Mozzarella. And so I was watching Madagascar 3, and the evil person in it was Chantal Dubois, and I was like, oh, I like the name Dubois. And that stuck around for 2 years, and then I thought my mum always was complaining. I was like, oh, I hate the name Daphne Dubois. I don't think it suits you. It's really old. So then I'm like, okay then. So then I thought, okay, everyone loves a pun. And then I thought, I suffer with anxiety and panic attacks like most of us do. Do and already know that I do as well. And I always hated not being in control of myself, and I always wanted to be the boss of myself and all the situations I'm in control of. So I was like, I am the boss, I the boss. There you go. And
that was kind of similar with mine as well, like, you know, being used to the anxieties and stuff, and then trying to go into kind of like the powerful role to go, I can do this, like within yourself. Definitely.
And where did you get your Frosty name from?
Well, I've always wanted. Okay, I've grown up always loving the cold, body temperature. Really loved the cold because I was always hot, and I've always loved like the female and icy type powers of superheroes and all that stuff. And one of them had one of the names, and it was Frosta, and they don't play the show anymore, so I picked it up. It's like, I mean, I could have been Icicle or something, but Frosta's like, I like Wendy's Frosty, so Frosty.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been generic like Ice Queen, but then you were kind of like, well, no, I don't want to go generic, so yeah.
What was your first ever drag name?
Yeah,
what was your first ever drag name, or was it Frosta?
Well, like I said, I did mostly characters. So the first one I would have went with was Cherry. Silverstone.
Cherry
Ooh.
Silverstone.
I'ma get some of that cherry
sounds like
pie.
a porn star name.
It does actually, yeah, genuinely does.
Yeah, she also had this big cherry kiss kaboom. We went, you see this kiss with the cherry, and all of a sudden it would like
You need to
some
bring.
of things.
You need to bring
Kaboom.
back Cherry Silverstone with your
We do,
G
yeah.
cups and your. You could be a.
Yeah.
You could just come and parade around in a bikini. Be a porn
This is true.
star.
Oh, I got some
Now you
pink
got
outfits. I
the,
can
now you
probably
got the
bring them back.
G's.
See, when you're in the club with
And
cherry
I've got the
pie
red
under
hair.
her porn name, you know, you can't touch, but then if you take her home, you can have a nice slice of cherry pie. So, yeah.
Cherry pie, put a smile on my face.
I'd love to meet Cherry Silverstone.
Definitely.
Well, that could be.
And
arranged.
also, it kind of sounds like she might be the wife of a rich, I don't know, Formula One owner, for example. You know, Silverstone. And, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting like the celebrity vibe because also you got Alicia Silverstone who played Sheriff from Clueless.
Well, if we wanted to go with her husband, we all know her husband.
Yeah.
She's got horns.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, she also goes by the Red Queen of Diamonds.
Nice. So before we move on to the next section, which is going to be Froster's hot tea section, and Whitney's still not here yet, so we might have to get someone else to do those questions. But one of the questions, well, it's more of a statement really that we can discuss. But for myself as well, people sometimes confuse drag for trans, but for some people it is an inlet to discover themselves and for the comfort of trialing it out first before like fully revealing themselves. So what do you all think about that, and have you ever any experiences with people doing that, and what would your advice to them be?
I mean, I would agree that that does happen, and some people kind of just like, some people do abuse that, and some people actually go through that. I mean, also
Yeah.
happens with sexuality, like Tom Daly first came out as bi, and then he came out for like as gay and everything, and I'm like, bitch, no, you're fucking gay. Like, people do it, like, and it is rather like frustrating seeing people abuse that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I've noticed,
definitely.
for sure.
Froster?
I don't know where it's really. I gotta read the question again.
So some trans people use drag as a stepping stone.
Oh, I mean, I've heard people do that. I've never really gone to the.
Yeah.
I've never really gotten to really see, because the way I am, it's just I'm just dressed up just to have
Yeah.
fun. So it's like, I mean, have I ever? When I was younger, I used to think, yeah, but then I got older and realized, no, I'm just here for the, I'm here for the date.
When I remember when I first actually came out as gay, I also came out as a drag queen at the same time. And the first thing my mum asked me was, "So does this mean you actually want to transition into a girl? Like, do you want to be like a girl?" I was like, "No,
Yeah.
I am a man. I love being a man. I just want to dress up as a woman every now and then."
Yeah, and have a little bit of fun. I mean, personally speaking, like, obviously, y'all know she's trans. And sometimes it's fun to use drag, especially when you go back to kind of like the anxiety days and things. I mean, I would never kind of like shield anything. You know, people who know me for a long time would know that I don't shield shit. It's out there. If you don't like it, deal with it. But it has been fun to experiment on both sides. But I would say that during probably the more recent comeback, that it has become a defining line where, you know, drag is here to have fun. It's like sometimes when I do like the girl look rather than like full drag, that's when I'm just kind of like, well, I'm just going to show me. But, you know, so I can see how some people with not as much confidence would use that to then test waters. But at the same time, it's kind of, with comedy queens and stuff especially, they use the drag, then they do the performance, and then they get the laughs, but then subconsciously they then start thinking that people are laughing at them, but they're not, they're laughing at the performance. So then it becomes a double-edged sword for people. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend drag for trans people. By all means, dress up and have fun, but to go outside and then make a performance, could have the reverse effect of actually affecting you more negatively rather than you thought, because they're laughing at the performance but not you. So I mean, it is definitely a good excuse to, you know, try on the outfits and try on the makeup, but at some point you've got to, you know, define where the line is. But I think if we're done with that, we should move on to Froster's hot tea section. This is going to be fabulous. Did you want me to do this? Awesome.
Yes.
Right, folks, pay attention to my screen, and here comes Scuba's hot tea section. As soon as I can find it. I need to change screens. Please tell me you put it in there. Yes, you did.
Oh, it's being still.
Yes.
Oh, am I echoing? Oh, am I echoing?
Oh, yeah, because I've got the... oops, I got the wrong link. Please tell me that's it. Yes, it is. Right, we're going to pause that just for a
Disclaimer.
second.
These videos that are made are for jokes and comedy, but
No,
So
do not
we've got
start
the audio,
playing
we've got
video.
the audio.
Yeah. Okay, so here we should have the video. And... there we go. Enjoy, everybody.
warning disclaimer. These videos that are made are for jokes and comedy, but we'll be having the truth told to them. We will try to make sure we show proper documents showing the truth. That way people can't say, oh, this is fake and this is bull, and try to get us in trouble. So if you like whatever we're doing, make sure to like, follow, and always join in. And for the ones who don't, there's the door, and hope Nom don't hit you in the butt on the way out. Take care. Hey there, my little snow cones. How are you? I'm doing good. I've got my iced coffee. Oh, I know. It's supposed to be a hot tea, but please, I'm frosted. This girl is ice. You know what I'm saying? I need the cold. So anyways, guess what, Snowflakes? I've got some booming hot tea for you. Our girl Whitney has a boyfriend. Oh my god, I've already seen a picture of him and he is dreamy, so she ain't lying there. And we've also heard he's pretty good in the sheets, if you know what I mean. But yeah, she's got a boyfriend, which brings us to a little down part of the gossip. That means she's stepping down from the show. I mean, she's got a boyfriend, so we understand. She's got a whole new adventure in front of her, which will probably be love, dun 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 dun, and maybe some little Whitneys or, well, I know his name. I'm going to protect his face, and I'm going to protect his last name, but his name is Cameron, so maybe some little Camerons running around. So yeah, our Whitney is, she is gonna be going on her magical love adventure, but we do have a fill-in, and we all know and love Rami, that demon warship, Andromeda, Ascendant. Such a long name. Rami girl, you queen, welcome! But that's the gossip for now, so all you little snow cones, catch you later, and I want you all to have a wonderful and chiller of a day.
Yes, there you go. So that was our hot tea section for this week. I hope you all liked it. I thought it was fabulous, but I do have to add as well that one of the reasons why Whitney is departing us is because of commitments to other shows as well, which is True Pride. It did end, but it is now back. So whether Whitney goes back to it or not, we don't know. She was supposed to be here tonight as her drag self, Solaria, but unfortunately she had other things which kept her busy. No doubt, as Froster mentioned, the brown chicken, brown cow with the new husband. And I am going to say husband because, trust me, even after Wednesday, they've already discussed it. I mean, sheesh, slow down, girl, put on the brakes a little bit. But, you know, They got the dogs.
I didn't know you. I didn't even know Trooper Idol was back.
Yeah, Tom announced it today. So on November 6th, there's going to be a special episode, and they're going to be ending in December as well. But yeah, so that is Froster's Hot Tea section. Sassy Owl, welcome to the stream. How are you? I hope you're fabulous. Alex Soria? I actually thought that was Solaria then already. I was like, wait, she changed her name, but no, sorry, wrong person. It's definitely not Whitney. Yeah, so we are now down to an interview section, which Whitney was supposed to be hosting.
We do have our audience section, and also
Audience Q&A. Yep. So, audience, if any of you want to ask any questions to either myself, Ida, or Froster, then feel free.
And if you want to come, and if you want to video message,
of course, yes. If you want to join us, you're more than welcome.
You may want to sort out the echo.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to turn that off. I really need to sort that
becoming a
voice
fan,
meter out.
Alex of Rame.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Please don't forget to fan up the other hosts of the show, which is Froster and Ida Boss. Next week, of course, it is going to be hosted by Froster on Froster's channel, so please don't forget to fan up Froster and go to them next Tuesday. And then, of course, the following week, it will be Ms. Ida Boss.
Thank you so much. Yes, it'll be me. And thank you for becoming a fan, Alex.
Thank you.
Make it a trifecta, and please follow Frosty too. Unless if you already follow me,
Absolutely.
Frosty. There you
There you
go.
go. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you for following all of us.
Yes, Queen. So yes, next week's show will be hosted by Frosty or Froster, or Froster here in drag, but Frosty when days do, because we don't always do drag every week.
By
Yeah.
Frosty actually, wouldn't it?
Ooh.
Are we going to get to see Frosty or Froster?
Who do we got next week, girl?
I can do either or.
It
So
depends-
not giving away any
It all
secrets.
depends on my rota if I can be bothered.
Pammy, hi honey,
Pammy.
welcome to Tea Time Tuesday. How are you doing, girl? So yeah, for the next couple of minutes or so, if anyone wants to come up and ask myself, Frosty, or Ida Boss a question, then you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
If not,
anyone
then we
has
will
any-
continue.
If anyone has any drag-related questions, feel free to ask us. Go ahead, and we will be happy to ask any questions.
Absolutely. So it can be drag, it can be
Any hot
makeup.
college jocks out there that need my
Yes,
number,
if
like
you want to write it down,
Sure.
you can write it down, or if you want to come up, we can bring you up and sure.
Absolutely. I mean, I know someone who's my drag daughter right now, drag princess, might have a couple questions, but yeah.
Those aren't drag-related ones.
Oh, damn it. Yeah. So. Although I think someone's drag related question would be, when are you painting me, bitch? It's like, when I got time.
Or can we
Show me the money. Huh?
Or can we fucking drag?
True, yeah. Very true.
Ooh, Pammy
Of
has a
course you
question
can,
for
Pammy.
us.
Absolutely. Everybody, please fan up Pammy. Hi, Pammy. How you doing?
Hey, thank you for joining us.
Oh my god, it's been crap. Okay.
Our first
I
ever
can't
guest.
talk today.
Our first ever audience member guest. Thank you so much.
I've missed you.
I've missed you too. Feel privileged you're our first guest on this show.
Okay. Yeah, I've missed you. Hello, lady. So
I've missed you too.
I was like, Rami's not here. I'm sad.
Aww. Well, Romy is definitely here today, full force. The demon warship's out, and we've even got the other version of B behind me. But yeah.
Yeah, I was like, she's not around anymore. What happened? I'm sad.
I know. We did take a little hiatus, but we do have a lot planned, definitely for next year, but some little things until then. But this is a show that Ida and Froster came up with. Whitney was also involved, but unfortunately she's now left, so they asked me graciously to join them on the show. So each week it will be hosted by a different one of us, and then the other two will be the co-hosts of
That's
those
great.
weeks. It just happens to be my week this week. So yeah.
Awesome. Yay.
Yay!
So, 3 beautiful ladies. I'm glad I'm not showing my face.
Oh, honey, we all know you're Birdie. Yeah, Birdie? Purdy. Purdy is the word. I was going to go for beautiful and pretty, then you got Birdie, so yeah.
Birdie. There's a new word. Birdie.
Oh, there's a new word.
Birdie.
You're birdie.
All right, but I just came up here to say, I missed you, but I'm going to go.
Oh, I miss you too.
I will see you later.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
So much for joining.
Folks, if you haven't done so already, please go and fan up Pammy74. Pammy also has been on a little bit of a hiatus, but she is back now, so please go and fan her up. And she, I believe, goes by Mountain Standard Time, not EST. So, yeah, usually when she wants me to guess with her, it's like stupid o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, hell no. But yeah, no, trust me, she is a really fabulous person to go and watch. So, yeah, if anyone else wants to come and join us, you've got a couple of minutes, and then we'll continue and hopefully wrap up the show by around 9ish, give or take. But girls, do you have any questions for either me or each other?
Ooh, so yes, I have one. What would be your most favorite item of drag? It could be makeup, it could be hair, it could be anything. If you ever own it, you don't even have to own it anymore.
I would say, oh well, if it's something I don't own anymore, I'd say the favourite item of drag is the yacht, but no.
It's not really drag, is it?
No, but it paid for it, honey. Actually, no, I think my favourite item of drag would probably be recently, definitely hair. Especially because, I mean, you know.
I mean, come on, that wig is amazing.
She is just gorgeous, yes. And I'm not going to put it anywhere near boots, because, you know, the last one got Ralph done, so.
And it's shiny.
But I do love the makeup as well.
Shininess, and you're like, oh my god, shiny.
Yep. Actually, when I sat down just before I went live tonight, like, the hair is so long, so it's kind of like resting in my lap. She jumped up and then I could hear. I was like, don't eat it, god damn it. It's like pussy got hair in her mouth.
Well, hair and pussy.
Well, at least it would have been a pretty shiny hairball.
True.
And
I'm just waiting for it to
and
pass out.
the shits would look a lot nice to pick up afterwards as well.
They would. I could finally say that she shits rainbows.
After time Jordan leaves as well.
Literally, yeah. I mean, such bad timing. Hey, Martin Gay, how you doing? Welcome to
Hello,
the stream.
Martin. Thank you for joining us so much. Thank you so much.
So yeah, Froster, what would your
Hey,
favourite
how you doing?
item from drag be?
My favorite item is definitely not these things.
True.
But the beauty of hair.
Yeah,
It's all about the hair, isn't it?
I mean,
it is.
it's so
Don't go ahead.
it's so much easier to just drop a wig on than go out and buying different hair colors just so you can. Well, I feel like being blonde, and then your hair falls out after a couple of times doing it, and then you're bald.
True, that is
I need to wear-
definitely true. I mean, having weaves are definitely so versatile because you can change it every day if you want to, and like you said, you don't have to go to the expense of a salon. So yeah.
But you only have one problem. When the guy comes up and asks you, are the curtains the same color as the drapes?
So the decorators haven't been in yet. So
Drapes.
true, very
What
true.
I would say
I would
my favorite item of drag. I will show it you all.
Ooh. Oh, it's definitely got to be the Jimmy Choos. Yeah.
These are my red heels.
Give them some red rubies and be like, there's no
I
place
wear
like
blue
home.
heels.
There's no place
I
like
mean,
home.
I barely wear heels anymore because it's bedroom stuff. But I will say the main story was my mum took me to a shoe shop when I was about like 5 years old and asked me the question, if I could have any shoes in the whole entire shop, what would I have?
No.
And I ran straight towards the red stiletto pattern leather pumps.
Of course.
And that's when she
Yeah.
knew, oh, this one's gonna be a special boy. This queen
Oh,
is
yeah.
gonna be a special one. He's gonna like some dick. Turns out that she was correct.
Well, I mean, in theory, not necessarily because you're a top, so you like some bottom, just not some. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a top, but I mean, I still like to suck it out. I mean, who
This
doesn't
is
like
true.
a lollipop?
Well, yeah, especially a purple one that tastes nice. You just don't want the cheesy
Purple?
one. Well, you know.
Just a flesh-coloured one, that'll do. I was gonna say purple. You suck it. Get them to the doctor quick.
True. I mean, actually, I have known some guys who are kind of a little bit big down there, and it kind of hurts to pull the foreskin back. And then when you do it, it's like, I can breathe. You know, the head kind of like, Frida, Frida. And trust me, the things I've seen in my career, honey, no, you know.
Oh, lordy,
Yeah.
lordy.
Definitely.
No, I was gonna say I've got another favourite which I'm also very sad about because it's on its last legs. Is
Uh-oh.
that one? Where'd it go? Was a lipstick. I can't seem to find it in this mess.
Ooh, was it Chanel?
No, I don't do names except for this one is a bit of a name. It's this lipstick. Oh, God, it's like very glittery and gorgeous, and it is a metallic ruby red.
Ooh, is that a Jeffree Star one?
It's
or?
a Jeffree Star limited edition
Yeah.
one, and I've had it for like 5 years now. So it is.
Oxygen was obsessed with Jeffree Star.
So it is dried up as fuck, but I will say all of Jeffree Star lipsticks are fucking phenomenal. I've got them on now, but I mean that red one,
Yeah.
even though it's like limited edition, I love it so much. I want it again, but they stopped doing it.
Definitely. Going back to the former question, I mean, Jeffree Star has done drag, so that would be another one that I know. But just saying.
Oh yes, you did know Jeffrey. Yeah.
I did, yes. Many, many moons ago in a horrible community called Camfrog, but yeah. Before the bitch was famous. But yeah. So any other, since obviously I just picked one or two, would you say, other than the hair, would there be any other kind of favourite things for you, Foster, about drag? Like, not necessarily an item, but like a favourite thing about drag itself?
Well, I do have to admit, I get to wear some more cute shirts that I wouldn't be able to wear outside because, of course, the church lovers out there be like, "Gone to hell."
True.
Thanks. I'm going to be in the cool place of having the party when you're up there and wishing you a damn
This
party.
is true. Yeah, very true. I mean, I've got to say, definitely the outfits, absolutely. Heels, not so much anymore because, you know, I'm going to be top heavy with stupid spine. But when I was going through physio once, I was asked the question, you know, what do you want to get out of this? And they were expecting a kind of medical answer, but I was like, the ability to wear 9-inch heels again. And she was like, really? I was like, well, duh, you know. So yeah, definitely once upon a time, definitely heels. But unfortunately, until we get straightened out, then no. Although I do have some heeled boots, which are fabulous.
Oh, you'd like my one set of heeled boots I've got, except for like they're ginormous. They're like a size 13 men's, but they're like
Nice.
3-inch platform, and they are green, orange, and purple zebra print.
Ooh, we could have had that for Halloween almost.
And I was like, they're all right, but they're just massive, like massively too big for me. So if you have bigger
Yeah.
feet than me, I'm happy to sell them.
Unfortunately, I don't. I'm kind of like a 9-10, so.
Yeah, like a 13. Oh,
But I mean, if Scoop is a 13, sorry, Froster is a 13, then, you know.
I'm not going to send them all the way to America for that as postage. I'll be dealing with that.
Yeah, it'll cost more in postage than it would to actually buy them.
Postage? It's not bad enough having to walk to the fucking boat shop, but hey, oh, Jesus.
This is true. Very true. So I think if we're going for 9, then let's go on to the Whitney segment, which was supposed to be my interview. And if Frost or anyone in the audience has any questions as well, then don't forget to throw them up. But I'm going to let you, beautiful girls, split them between you and ask the questions in sequence. And we will start with Froster. Hi, Poochies! I would say now that I've seen the Poochies, I've known a couple of dogs in my time in drag, but that's a different subject. So we're now on to the Whitney's Questions interview of Rami. So choose whichever one you wish, or if you have a question of your own, then feel free. Go ahead.
You know, to enjoy a pet or three, care to discuss what being a pet owner is like?
Ooh, okay. So being a pet owner is fun. There are a lot of people who think that being an owner of a pet is just about the sexual side of it and the fun, and then telling them that you know what you want to do, which is fabulous. It is fun. It can be quite rewarding. But I, as you know from being in the server and on shows and things, a warship looks after her crew. So you've often got to also make sure that if you want to be a good owner, you also have to pay attention to them as well, because it's a give-take kind of situation. There have been a couple bad moments, granted, but mostly it is... Especially recently, yeah. Alpha Spot open for business. But yeah, 9 out of 10 is quite rewarding. And sometimes it could be a long-term thing, and other times it could just be hand-holding someone until they find their own confidence within, and then you get to watch them grow and learn new things and then become more confident in themselves. Other times they can be absolutely completely submissive, and you get to have a lot of fun with it. So there's lots of different ways, because like I said, people often look at just the kink side of it, but the lifestyle itself, if you do it properly, is about way much more than that.
So, Rami, I've been so curious, as we all know that you've been some sort of sex worker in the past. It has probably upgraded with pay as you've gotten more and more experienced. So I always want to know, what is the smallest stick you've ever seen, and did you laugh?
Yes, I did. Completely unprofessional of me, but I couldn't help it. The smallest one I've ever seen was 1 centimeter hard.
1 centimeter hard?
1 centimeter hard, yeah. I mean, you get the jokes around of, you know, the pubes are bigger than the penis, but trust me, when they dropped, it was like, where is it? And then they got hard. I was like, oh, there it is. And I shit you not, as much as I tried to remain professional, I actually turned around and genuinely asked them if they were female to male trans, because it was like, where is it? And, oh, there it is. But no, they were genuinely male. Still got paid for the night. Well, I got the money first before I laughed, but anyway. So yeah, 1 centimeter.
Did he actually come back for seconds?
Actually, yes, they did. Because
surprise.
Thankfully, in that situation, they one of the things was they had a big kink for humiliation. They had just never been humiliated about that particular part of them before, and then when it rolled in, that became one of the key features of the contract. So it actually worked in my favour. So, yeah.
Ooh. So, what would you say is the scariest experience you've had to deal with back in your hooking days?
Well, first of all, I'm not a hooker, I'm an escort. The price tag's way more expensive. I've had 2... Well, yeah, 10 years ago. It's probably going back down again now, so, you know, 50 quid for a quick bang in the back seat. I've had someone attempt to choke me before, in a bad way. I'm not going to name names, obviously, privacy. But the site that we belonged to at the time, they obviously got notified, and then other people became aware of it, because apparently it wasn't the only person that it happened to, so they kind of got blocked from using the service. One of them was a gentleman who claimed to have disabilities, and you know, I went there. They said, disabilities are fine as long as I know about them and know how to, if anything bad happens, just so I know what to deal with. And then I arrived, and they stripped, and immediately there was pipes hanging from the body everywhere. I was like, "What is this?" And they were like, "Oh, it's dialysis. Didn't I mention it?" I was like, "No, you did not mention it." So we continued, and then I took the socks off, and there was one toe on each foot. And then when I rolled them over to start massaging the back, there was a big brown streak all the way down white bed, and I was like, thankfully this is a hotel room. And I was like, okay, there's been so many issues. How do I get out of this? Because I'd been paid basically for like 2 nights. And I was like, okay, there are a couple things you didn't tell me, but before I could get the sentence out, and bearing in mind, obviously no names, this guy was in his 70s. His mom called. This guy's in his 70s and his mom called. And I was like,
From the grave?
that's what I thought. He was like, oh, I've got to take this. Is it my mom? I was like, what, calling from the grave? But that was the worst thing I could have said because it was genuine. His mom actually called. And then when he came back from the phone call, I was just like, this ain't going to work. There's, you know, as much as I don't have issues with people with disabilities, it was a case of there's a lot here that you did not inform me about. And there was a lot of things that started to get a little bit uncomfortable. And I was just like, no. And then I wouldn't say a bad experience in a threatening kind of way, but I did have one client who was deaf who would pay for an hour and attempt to stay around for 6. And apparently he was notorious for doing it with everybody. So eventually it was like second time he visited, he was like, oh, you have to fuck me this time because you didn't last time. I was like, no, you'll pay me for my time, not for the activity. And then of course he wanted to talk about model trains and airplanes and stuff. So I was just like, I've got better clients to be getting to, you know what I mean? So the third time was like, there's the door, bye-bye, key. So yeah, there's been a couple of experiences. I mean, I'd be here all night if I was to list all of them, but they're definitely the 3 prominent ones in my mind at the moment.
So what would you say is the most you've made in one night or one day, the whole 24-hour period?
Well, a 24-hour period, we'll be looking at maybe 4 to 6K.
That was the most
on a regular basis. Well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't the most that I've made on a particular night throughout the career, but that would be kind of the price tag. Yeah, we're leading into kind of like 5, maybe 6 digits for that one, but yeah.
Care to give us a number?
Why am I sitting here on this?
Let's just say I actually had a bar once, and there was a couple things that needed paying for, and obviously, you know, that she was a little bit rich at one point, but that was kind of like, there's money I don't need to take out of my own pocket this year, boom, and you know, I didn't even turn up to the bar that year, it ran itself, so yeah.
So a good 50,000 plus.
I'd say closer to 100, but yeah.
100,000. Oh my lord.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, it was supposed to be a weekend, but it ended up being just one night, but yeah.
So I'm going to come up with the final question. What Whitney had is, have you ever fucked a celebrity? And if so, can you name names?
Personally, a couple. But
This didn't have to be about,
because
it didn't have to be about hooking, but just like in general.
well, I do have an ex or two. Me and I'm not going to name names. I'm going to protect them because obviously the where they are. But we'll talk about it in private later. But let's just say there was definitely more than a handful. So yeah, I'm not going to name names, but there's more than a handful.
How famous is famous?
More than a handful, also more than a handful.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, the abs, the V lines, and the how you doing? Even though I don't like that side of them, but there was a couple, yeah.
How famous is famous? We're talking about. She's,
I would say definitely internationally known.
oh
Yeah.
shit.
But don't forget, at one point, I was also internationally known before I did the hiatus and came back. So I mean, we were kind of on par. So
So not like A-list famous or B-list. It's more like Z-list.
oh no, we've had boy band members and other things. So
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god! Did you fuck one of the Backstreet Boys?
not all the Backstreet Boys, but we're going to a similar kind of era. So yeah.
One of the NSYNC members?
NSYNC?
Did you fuck Justin Timberlake?
No, but I mean, you know, back in his day, I probably would have. Not so much now, but no, let's lean on to the British side and don't even say take that because I wouldn't take any of it. No, let's just say it's
one of the members of Five.
no, but same era. Let's just say it's the first letter of the alphabet and the first number of the numerical sequence.
A1.
A.
One of them was an X, and that's all I'm saying.
Oh, I'm gonna have to relook up A1 because I remember some of the music, but as I was like
Yeah.
born around that era. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I know some of the songs when I hear them.
Same colour hair, same style. I'm not saying any more. Okay, so I think
I've
that
got some gloomy
Frost is on the work for the gossip.
As soon as we find out the name and the proof, hang on,
Froster's on it.
So,
Oh wow! So before we do wrap up the show, because we are rapidly approaching 9, we are going to plug just a couple things. Tomorrow night, myself and Frosty will be doing the open mic night from 8 UK, 3 EST. Sorry, currently 4 EST until next week. But myself and Ida Boss next year, in the new year, we'll be bringing back Monday Makeup Mayhem, and we will also be posting the schedule in the Discord so that you can choose your slots for being a guest. And of course, as earlier mentioned, we will also next summer be bringing back the Demon Warships Universal Drag Battle Season 2 with our recent Season 1 winner as a permanent judge, Miss Ida Boss. So how do you feel about that? I know we've already kind of covered it, but how do you feel about it?
I am going to be. I think I'm going to be. I believe I am going to be fair. Like I will be mean, and like some people, I felt like some of the critics you gave people were like too on the lenient side. And you kind of like put friendships in it, and I'm like, it's a competition.
We need to bring.
You've come to us for our opinions. I want to let you know this is what you're doing wrong. This is what you should do better, and take it from there. But I always give credit where credit's due.
Of course, yeah. But we definitely need to make it more on the spot next time, just for the sake of themselves as well. It's like, okay, we think this, but, you know. And perhaps be a little more cunty. Oh, and yes, we do have an 18 plus tag. So, whilst we are plugging things, does anybody else have anything they want to plug? And of course, people don't forget, next week is going to be hosted by Froster.
Froster, let's talk about your next week's episode. What's it going to be about?
Still kind of working on it.
I thought you said you had a topic.
I've got a couple. It's just trying to figure out which one I want to go with first.
Oh, so we've got a couple of topics. What, a few topics for next week, or you want one topic in next week's show?
I got more than one topic.
For one show? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So we're not talking about the different weeks. We're talking,
and also looking for next gossip. Yes, found. Just got to figure name.
True. And Ida, anything for you to plug whilst we're here?
There's no plugs really. If you are looking for a gorgeous, amazing wig and you are in the UK, then please go ahead and check out MJ Wigs on Facebook. As you can see, with our lovely Andromeda Ascendant, as you can see, glorious wigs, amazing prices, great customer service.
Yes.
That's the price for you.
And just as a little spoiler, because now they already know about it, tomorrow during the Stage is Yours, where it's all about you in 432, our guest co-host will be Summer, and they will also be fashioning one of Ida's other wigs, and they will be in full drag as well. And it'll be the first time in complete drag. So yes, we will be doing that from there. So it's literally, I can't wait to see them in the wig either. And hopefully they'll have the earrings as well.
Let Summer try on the titties.
Oh, definitely.
I'll love it so fucking much.
Can you imagine? I can't wait.
I mean, when we're talking and I was doing the stuffing, she sat down in front of the camera watching. And while I was
watching and eating and being envious and jealous and fuming and
horny and masturbating.
Literally.
Like every boy's a chick tonight. Wet dream.
This is true.
Guys stuffing their
Does she have still hair? Probably not.
I can't see her in the.
She has company over too.
This is very true. But yes, I will be joining her tomorrow and doing the full makeover and popping on that gorgeous weave and see if we can get her looking like a superstar that she already is. But yeah. So, folks, now that we are coming to the end, I will give my gorgeous co-host for this week the exit. So let's start off with, of course, Froster.
Well, as Granny says, but I'm not gonna take her hotline. Hey, snow cones, keep it chilling.
Ooh, yes. Thank you very much, Foster. Can't wait to see your episode next week. Ida Boss.
Hi everyone, I'm Buzz here. Just wanted to say thank you all for joining us on my and everybody's wonderful shows. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I would like to say read good books, bad people, cut your nails, suck a dick, take names, have safe sex, and also my number is 0121.
It was a hit and a miss. There you go, Ida Boss, everybody, the genius behind this show, who will be hosting in 2 weeks' time from now. But of course, don't forget, next week it's going to be hosted by Frosty and co-hosted by myself and Ida. But thank you to both of you for asking me to be a part of this wonderful show, and I can't wait for the next one. So, folks, if anybody wants to be guests and stuff on this show, then don't forget to have a look at our topics, which will be posted in Discord on not only my server but on Ida's server, and there is a special tea time server as well, so keep a lookout for all of it on social media. And yeah, come and join us next week. It will not always be at the same time, but relatively a similar time, so that's where you should definitely join the Discord group so you can keep up to date with the latest. But I'm going to use my favourite quote before I vanish. Of course, thank you all for watching, it's been a pleasure. But dismiss, that's the universal Starfleet expression for, oh my god, we got a new show and it's fabulous and this weave is just awesome. Catch you all on the flip side, folks. See you next week. Oh, and don't forget tomorrow's open mic. Okay, bye.